Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to read you The Inch Prince. Once upon a time there was a little old man and a little old woman. Their names were Mr. and Mrs. Ping. They lived in a tiny house by a river. Every day they weeded the plants in their vegetable plot, fed the animals in their field, and watered the flowers in their garden. They had everything they wanted. Well, almost. "I wish we had some children," said Mrs. Ping one evening. "Only a teeny child could fit in our tiny house," said Mr. Ping sadly. "But small things can be special too," said his wife. "I wouldn't care if they were just 1 inch tall," she added. At that moment a fairy flew by. She heard what Mr. and Mrs. Ping said. She noticed their lovely vegetables, happy animals, and tall flowers. "These people are kind," thought the fairy. "I'll be kind to them." She waved her wand and whispered some magic words. "Jumping beans and flying fish, give these folk their dearest wish." Soon afterwards, Mr. and Mrs. Ping had a teeny weeny boy. In fact, he was just 1 inch tall. "Let's call him Issun-bōshi," said Mrs. Ping. "It means 1 inch boy." "Or Issy for short," said her husband. Very short." Each year the Ping's vegetables grew better, their animals grew bigger, and their flowers grew taller, but Issy stayed small. "Maybe if I stand on tiptoe." Issy was tiny. He had a bottle top for a bathtub, he had a shoelace for a scarf, he had a pea for a ball, he had a button for a dinner plate, and he had a matchbox for a bed. Many years later it was time for Issy to leave home. "I'll get a job in the city." His parents gave him 3 presents for his journey. He had a rice bowl for a boat, he had a pair of chopsticks for oars, and he had a needle for a sword. Issy set off down the river, between tall mountains, past villages, around wide woods, and through towns until he reached the big city. "I'll ask the emperor for a job," thought Issy. "That's if I don't get squashed first." At last Issy reached the emperor's palace. 2 guards were marching up and down outside. "I'd like a job," said Issy. "You're teeny," said one. "What can you do?" "I can run past you for a start," said Issy. "Hey, where did he go?" He jumped over the guard's foot and ran into the palace. A maid was washing clothes. "I'd like a job," said Issy. "You're weeny," said the maid. "What can you do?" "I can run past you for a start," Issy said. He jumped over the maid's soap and into the kitchen. A cook was making dinner. "I'd like a job," said Issy. "You're tiny," said the cook. "What can you do?" "I can run past you for a start," Issy said. He ran around the cook's oven and into the next room. Issy was in the throne room. He bowed to the emperor and the princess. "I'd like a job, please, your majesty," said Issy. "Would you indeed?" said the emperor. "He's teeny weeny, daddy," said Princess Chi-Chi. "What can he do?" "Well, I ran past your guard, your maid, and your cook to get here," said Issy. The emperor thought for a moment. "You can look after Princess Chi-Chi," he said. "But daddy," moaned the princess, "he's only 1 inch tall." "Small things can be special too," said the emperor. From then on, Issy never left the princess's side. He was there in the morning, he was there in the afternoon, and he was there at night. One day the princess left the palace to visit her aunt. Issy went too. They came to a dark forest. "I'm scared," said Princess Chi-Chi. "I'll look after you," said Issy. "What could you do?" said the princess. Just then there was a terrifying roar. "Rah! Help!" A giant ogre crashed through the trees. He reached out to grab the princess. "Put her down," said Issy, "or I'll—" "You?" said the ogre. "What could you do?" The ogre scooped Issy and popped him inside his mouth. I love bite-sized snacks." Issy thought quickly. He took his needle sword and pricked the ogre's tongue. "Ow! Take that!" The ogre spat out Issy and ran off. "Look," said Issy. The ogre left his hammer behind. The princess tried to pick it up, but it was too heavy. "Ooh, it's heavier than it looks." "I wish you were bigger, Issy," she said. "Then maybe you could lift it." A cloud of magical stars shot out of the hammer and swept around Issy. Issy felt himself changing. He grew bigger and bigger and bigger. In seconds, he was as big as the princess. "I'm as tall as you," said Issy. "The hammer granted your wish." The princess fell in love with Issy, but not because he was tall. She loved him because he was brave. They got married and lived in a house next to the palace. The house was small, but Prince Issy and Princess Chi-Chi were happy. They both knew that small things could be special too. And that's the end.